Beth Long here with Tim O'Malley for Fox Sports Next. We were in South Bend, and one of the things that we've been talking about a little bit is the recently released Notre Dame football schedule in the ACC. So Notre Dame now knows exactly who their opponents in the ACC, those 5 teams, will be in 2014. Coming to South Bend, Louisville, North Carolina, and Wake Forest. Irish have to go play Syracuse in New York City and Florida State. Tim, what are your initial thoughts on that?
My initial thought was that the New York City part's pretty cool for the traveling aspect of things, not going up to the Carrier Dome for the game. But, it's Notre Dame fans have seen them play Syracuse 2003, Florida State recently, and of course the bowl game. Wake Forest has been a home and home. They just come off. 2008 was North Carolina. So Louisville is the new one. And, there's the basketball rivalry there. And that could shape up to be a pretty good game in 2014 with the Cardinals and with their offensive attack. And, this is huge speculation, but I've said that Notre Dame's going to be better in 2015 than 2014. I think Notre Dame's going to be better in 2013 than 2014. So it could be challenging, the trip to Florida State and also Louisville coming in. And of course, you would think the Notre Dame program, the way it's going now, is going to be higher than Syracuse, North Carolina, and Wake Forest. And really, the bulk of the ACC, especially the way it's somewhat promised that they're not going to get necessarily 4 of the 5 best teams in the SEC in one given season.
Now, I know that some traditional Notre Dame rivalries are in the ACC. You see Boston College playing almost every year, either here or in Boston. What are some new schools that you think Notre Dame fans might sort of establish a rivalry with in the ACC?
Yeah, it works out that with Pittsburgh, Notre Dame's been playing for several decades. Boston College for the last 25 years. Miami was the huge rivalry of the past. I think Florida State will be kind of renewed as a big rivalry. They've only played, I guess it's been 4 times in the last 4 times in the last 20 years. Some of them have been epic games. Notre Dame kind of gave one away in their last bowl game in the Champ Sports Bowl to Florida State. I think that'll be one. I think it's good that they start with Florida State the first year. I think fans will really love if they didn't go down in 2002 to watch Notre Dame upset Florida State. Tallahassee's a great place to go watch a game. I think that's a nice one. And, I'm looking forward to my first trip to Blacksburg. Unfortunately, Virginia Tech is coming to Notre Dame the first time. And it's just an interesting game that, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, that's not something I ever thought I'd see a lot of. And it'd be good to be able to see that once in a while. And finally, after living in Atlanta for 10 years, I'm pretty excited about Georgia Tech. Not excited about Paul Johnson, the former Navy coach, and his option going against that. But, I think that'll be a natural rivalry as well.
The triple option is just tough for everybody involved.
They should schedule that right after the Navy game, a little 2 weeks of practice against the option, I think.
Now, of those 5 opponents in the first year that we named off to begin with, who is going to give the Irish the most trouble, do you think?
I know we were talking about this and you feel it's Louisville. I think it's Florida State because of the site of the game. I think Florida State always has the athletes, always have top 10 level athletes. They don't play to that level, but that's going to be a primetime game. I can say that now, a full year and a half in advance, and I think that's the toughest test, just partly for location, just kind of the atmosphere of the game, and then following that would be Louisville here in South Bend.
Lots of things to look forward to if Notre Dame does make that little bit of a transition, hopefully seamless transition into the ACC in 2014. So make sure you stay on Irish Eyes and Fox Sports Next for the latest.